The Oasis of Unspoken Thoughts. The hidden oasis, revealed by Riven's magic, was a sanctuary in the midst of the relentless desert. Lush greenery surrounded a crystal-clear lagoon, the cool water inviting and refreshing. As they stepped into the oasis, the tension and exhaustion of their journey began to melt away. Kieran surveyed the tranquil scene, his eyes reflecting a rare moment of peace. "This place is perfect for a break," he said, his voice filled with relief. "We can rest and recover our strength here." Riven nodded, feeling the same sense of calm wash over her. She watched as Kieran began to remove the remnants of his armor, the metallic clinks punctuating the quiet serenity of the oasis. As he peeled off the layers, revealing his sun-kissed skin and muscular frame, Riven couldn't help but notice the grace and strength in his movements. She felt a flutter of unfamiliar feelings, her heart skipping a beat. It was unusual for her to be so aware of someone's physical presence, and she found herself both curious and unsettled by the emotions stirring within her. Kieran, now free of his armor, dipped his toes into the water, a look of pure contentment on his face. "The water feels amazing," he called out to Riven. "You should join me." Riven hesitated for a moment, then decided to follow his lead. She removed her own outer garments, leaving her in a simple tunic. As she waded into the lagoon, the cool water enveloped her, providing a welcome respite from the desert's heat. The two swam leisurely, their movements creating gentle ripples on the surface of the lagoon. For the first time since they had met, the tension between them seemed to ease, replaced by a sense of camaraderie and mutual respect. Riven stole glances at Kieran, admiring the way the water glistened on his skin and the way his hair clung to his face. She had always been focused on her mission, rarely allowing herself to be distracted by such thoughts. But now, in this serene setting, she found herself drawn to Kieran in a way she hadn't anticipated. As they swam closer, Kieran's eyes met hers, and for a brief moment, the world around them seemed to fade away. There was a silent understanding between them, an unspoken acknowledgement of the growing bond that neither was quite ready to admit. The lagoon was a place of refuge, not just from the desert, but from the walls they had both built around their hearts. Riven found herself thinking about the mysteries Kieran harbored, the past that seemed to haunt him, and the way he had selflessly guided her despite his own burdens. Kieran, too, felt a shift in his perception of Riven. She was not only a determined and powerful elf, but also someone who carried her own fears and doubts with grace. Her strength and vulnerability intertwined, making her even more compelling in his eyes. As they emerged from the water, the sun beginning to dip towards the horizon, they sat by the edge of the lagoon, letting the last rays of sunlight dry their skin. The silence between them was comfortable, filled with the promise of unspoken words and uncharted feelings. Riven's thoughts wandered to the journey ahead, the ancient temple they sought, and the obstacles they would face. But for now, she allowed herself to bask in the quiet connection with Kieran, a rare moment of peace in their tumultuous quest. Kieran glanced at Riven, a soft smile playing on his lips. "Thank you for trusting me," he said quietly, his voice carrying a sincerity that touched her deeply. Riven turned to him, her eyes reflecting the same sincerity. "And thank you for guiding me," she replied. "Together, we'll uncover the secrets of the temple and face whatever comes our way." As the night began to settle over the oasis, Riven and Kieran found comfort in each other's presence, knowing that their bond, though unspoken, was growing stronger with each passing moment. Far beyond the arid expanse of the desert, past the rolling dunes and the scorching heat, lay the vast and mysterious ocean. Deep beneath its surface, hidden from the eyes of the land dwellers, thrived the advanced underwater kingdom of Thessalasia. Thessalasia was a realm of unparalleled beauty and innovation, where the vibrant coral reefs and majestic underwater palaces stood testament to the ingenuity and grace of its inhabitants. The kingdom was ruled by a wise and benevolent queen, whose guidance had led Thessalasia into an era of peace and prosperity. The Thessalasian people, known for their expertise in craftsmanship and the creation of the finest weapons in Erendor, lived in harmony with the ocean and its myriad creatures. Their cities were a marvel of engineering, blending seamlessly with the natural wonders of the sea. Schools of colorful fish swam through the crystal-clear waters, their scales reflecting the soft glow of underwater flora. Central to Thessalasia's ingenuity was their ability to harness the energy produced by glowing serpents and other bioluminescent sea creatures. This natural force powered their devices and illuminated their grand structures, enabling them to thrive and innovate in ways unmatched by other civilizations. But not all was serene beneath the waves. Within the grand halls of Thessalasia's royal palace, a young and restless figure paced back and forth. This was Nysa, the queen's daughter, who chafed under the weight of her family's expectations and obligations. Nysa yearned for a life beyond the gilded confines of the palace, for adventure and freedom that seemed always out of reach. Her heart ached with the desire to explore the world above, to break free from the traditions that bound her. As the currents of destiny flowed, Nysa's longing for escape and discovery would set her on a path that would challenge her understanding of duty and freedom, and lead her into uncharted waters far beyond her kingdom.